Hello and welcome to all of you in my channel Blue Chip Finance Education and Learning. In this video, we are going to discuss about the paper of Business Statistics 2013 with reference to the topic average, or we can say measures of central tendency. Specifically, this topic is related to ICOM and also it is applicable to BCom as well. So let's start the solution of the paper related to topic average or measures of central tendency. So here, as you can see, that extensive question is given that u is equals to x minus 87 divided by 5 and find arithmetic mean using step deviation method and direct method. And data is given here u, or you can simply say coding is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and frequency, number of cables, or simply you can say f, is given 1, 6, 17, 29, 20, 17, 13, 10, 6 and 3. So as you all know, that we can calculate arithmetic mean through three different methods. First method is called direct method, in which the formula for arithmetic mean of group data is equals to sum of product of fx divided by sum of f. The second method is called shortcut method, or we can say indirect method, in which the formula is a plus sum of fb divided by sum of f. And the third method is called step deviation or coding method, which is required here to calculate, in which the formula is a plus sum of fu divided by sum of f multiplied by h. So as you can see that here x is not given, but u, or we can say coding, is given here. So how can we calculate x? Because without x we can calculate step deviation method, but we are not able to calculate direct method. For direct method, because of the formula sum of fx divided by sum of f, so we need x here. So how can we calculate x? So first of all, simply you can focus or put your focus or attention on the formula of u. What is the formula of u? U is equals to x minus a divided by h. So here through this equation you can observe two different things. One is a, that is 87, and one another is h, that is 5. So from this equation we can calculate values of x. For example, we take formula here and we just simply put first value of u here, -3. So -3 multiplied by 5 इक्वल्स टू x माइनस 87, क्योंकि ये जो आपका 5 है ये जिस वक्त दूसरी तरफ जाएगा इक्वल के, तो ये मल्टीप्लाई हो जाएगा. व्हेन दिस 5 गोज टू द अदर साइड ऑफ द इक्वेशन इट विल बी मल्टीप्लाइड विद u. So -15 equals to x minus 87, and when this minus 87 goes to the other side of the equation, it will become x equals to 72. So first x is equals to 72. you do not need to calculate any other value of x through this method. You only need to calculate only first value because we know all the other values of x. How we know what are the other values of the x? हम पिछले बहुत सारे पेपर्स में हम डिस्कस कर चुके हैं कि h is the height of the class. So height of the class, or simply we can say the difference of x values, is called h. So x minus a divided by h. So it means that we just add up the difference of 5 and we just arrange the other values of the x. For example, 72 plus 5, 77, 77 plus 5, 82, plus 5, 87, and so on. And now problem is solved. First of all, we just take the product of fx. 72 multiplied by 1 equals to 72, 77 multiplied by 6 equals to 462, 82 multiplied by 17, 1394, and so on. And sum of all these values is 11359, and sum of f is equals to 122. So our direct method can be calculated through these two values. 11359 divided by 122 is equals to 93.10. Now we come to the first method, that is step deviation method, or simply called coding method, in which the formula is a plus sum of fu divided by sum of f multiplied by h. Here I discussed earlier that a is 87, x minus a divided by h is the formula for u coding. So a is 87 and sum of fu, here just take the product of f and u. Minus 3, 6 multiplied by minus 2 minus 12, 17 multiplied by minus 1 equals to minus 17, and so on. And take the sum, that is 149. And sum of f is 122. So just simply put the values here in the formula. 87 plus 149 divided by 112 multiplied by 5. And result is the same, 93.10. So after this question, and now we put our attention to the short questions related to the paper 2 and 13. So first question, write any 3 limitations of statistics. Statistics deals quantitative data efficiently, not qualitative. ये हायर क्लासेस के अंदर जाके आपको ये बात समझ आती है, लेकिन यहाँ पर एक बात आप समझते जाएं कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स के अंदर ये नहीं है कि क्वालिटेटिव एनालिसिस नहीं होता है बिल्कुल, लेकिन बेसिक जो मेन फोकस है वो क्वांटिटेटिव एफिशिएंसी या क्वांटिटेटिव डाटा एनालिसिस की तरफ ज़्यादा फोकस दिया जाता है. जैसे आप देखें इंडेक्स नंबर है, टाइम सीरीज़, कोरिलेशन एंड रिग्रेशन, तो ये सारा जो है मेन फोकस जो है क्वांटिटेटिव डाटा की तरफ जाता है, जबकि क्वालिटेटिव के अंदर आप एसोसिएशन, ची स्क्वायर वगैरह आप डिस्कस करते हैं, जो कि आप हायर क्लासेस में जाके पढ़ेंगे. तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स डील्स क्वांटिटेटिव डाटा एफिशिएंटली, नॉट क्वालिटेटिव. तो ये एक इसकी लिमिटेशन है. दूसरी जो लिमिटेशन है, ओनली एन एक्सपर्ट ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स कैन अंडरस्टैंड, कि हर शख्स स्टैटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस को समझ नहीं सकता. सिर्फ वही लोग समझ सकते हैं जो कि स्टैटिस्टिक्स से बखूबी वाकिफ़ होते हैं, वो इस एनालिसिस को, डाटा एनालिसिस को बखूबी समझ सकते हैं. तीसरी लिमिटेशन है वो है स्टैटिस्टिक्स कैन नॉट बी अप्लाइड ऑन हेट्रोजीनियस डाटा. जो दो मुख्तलिफ नोयत के डाटा होते हैं, अगर डाटा एक जैसे हों, 2 या 2 से ज़्यादा, तो हम उसको कहेंगे होमोजीनस. लेकिन होमोजीनस डाटा जो हैं उनको तो स्टैटिस्टिक्स अप्लाई की जा सकती है सभी पे इकट्ठी, लेकिन अगर हेट्रोजीनस हों, यानी मुख्तलिफ डाटाज आपके पास हों और उनका आपस में कोई ताल्लुक़ ना हो, वो बिल्कुल मुख्तलिफ हों एक दूसरे से, तो हम उसके ऊपर स्टैटिस्टिक्स को एफिशिएंटली बल्कि बिल्कुल अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते. तो ये 3 लिमिटेशंस हैं स्टैटिस्टिक्स की. Second question is that define discrete and continuous variable. I think we already discussed the difference between discrete and continuous variable. Simply, there are a lot of confusion between these two, discrete and continuous variable. And I told you that you must remember one basic difference, that discrete variable and discrete data is a countable data, whereas continuous variable and continuous data is a measurable data. So you can say that in discrete variable, data has some specific value within a given range, for example 2 4 6 8 and so on, और इसी को उलट कर लें, whereas in continuous variable data has any value within a given range. ओके, और डिस्क्रीट और कॉन्टीन्यूस को मज़ीद मैं थोड़ी सी बात करता जाऊं कि जिस वक्त मैंने कहा कि डिस्क्रीट डाटा मस्ट बी अ काउंटेबल डाटा. फॉर एग्जांपल वी कैन से देयर आर 4 cars, we cannot say that 4.5 cars, we cannot say 5.6 men, but we say that 10 men or 20 men or 15 or 18 and so on. So discrete data is are countable in nature, whereas continuous variable or continuous data is a measurable. For example, length, height, weight, these are all types of continuous variable or continuous data. Number 3 question is that name the methods of collection primary data. There are a lot of methods to calculate primary data. You can get this data through questionnaires, through surveys, interviews, polls, email and telephone. बेसिक आपको समझ आनी चाहिए कि प्राइमरी डाटा वो होता है जो फर्स्ट टाइम आप कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं. तो फर्स्ट टाइम अगर आप कलेक्ट कर रहे हैं, व्हेन यू आर कलेक्टिंग डाटा फर्स्ट टाइम, and that is obviously called ungrouped or primary data, then you must prepare some sort of questionnaire, you must conduct survey, you can collect primary data through interviews, polls, you can get through telephone, through SMS, through email. So there are a lot of sources to get primary data. Question number 4 is difference between upper and lower class boundary and width of the class is called class interval. So class interval का पूछा गया, what is the class interval? So difference between upper and lower class boundary and width of the class is called class interval. So difference of upper and lower class boundary is simply called class interval. For example is given here in the above table. Marks of 13 students of a class are divided into classes with the size of each class interval being 10. As you are seeing here, that 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79. So there is a difference of 10 in each class. So that is called class interval. Question number 5 is that give 2 properties of arithmetic mean. So first property, that's sum of x minus x bar is always equals to 0. When you subtract the value of x from mean and when you get the total of all the x values subtracted from its mean, then the result is always 0. In ungrouped data, you can say that sum of x minus x bar equals to 0, and for grouped data, you can say that sum of f multiplied by x minus x bar equals to 0. It is very important property of arithmetic mean कि x की कोई वैल्यू भी आप मीन में से माइनस करेंगे और जिस वक्त आप सम लेंगे उन तमाम वैल्यूज़ का, ये माइंड में रहे कि तमाम वैल्यूज़ का, तो उसका रिजल्ट हमेशा 0 आएगा. एंड द सेकंड प्रॉपर्टी इज दैट सम ऑफ squares of deviation mean the subtraction of x values from arithmetic mean is least. For example, what is the difference between x bar and a? X bar is simply mean and a is any desired value other than mean from the x values. So इन दोनों केसेस के अंदर हमेशा याद रखें कि जो आपने स्केयर डेविएशन ली है मीन से, स्केयर डेविएशन ऑफ मीन is always least, whereas a is any constant other than x bar. So अगर इसको मैं समझाने के लिए आपको ज़रा प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन के ऊपर चले जाएं इधर, तो फॉर एग्जांपल इफ़ वी टेक x माइनस 93.10, सो मैं अगर इन तमाम वैल्यूज़ को 93.10 में से माइनस करूं और उनका स्केयर ले लूं, ऑप्शन नंबर 1. Or what is a? A is any value of x, whatever value you want. For example 117, 112, 107, जो भी आप चाहें वो आपका क्या होगा a. As you are seeing here that in this question what is a? 87. So they took 87 as an a. So option number 1, that I subtract each value of x from mean 93.10 and take the square. And option number 2, I subtract each value of x from 87, from this 87 and take the square. Then between these two options, sum of x minus x bar square will be least. So that is the second property of arithmetic mean. And one more question, that write any two qualities of an average. I am giving here many other qualities also. So this question is already discussed in several previous papers. It should be easy to calculate, simple to understand. It should be clearly defined by mathematical formula. It should not be affected by extreme values. It should be based on all the observations. It should be capable of further mathematical treatment. It should have sample stability. तो बहुत सारी इसकी qualities हैं, ये इनमें से कोई सी भी आप लिख सकते हैं. Now we come to the third part of the paper, and that is related to MCQs, multiple choice questions. So characteristic that is qualitative in nature, constant, variable, attribute, parameter. Obviously correct option is attribute, because attribute is another name of quality, खसूसियत. तो इसका करेक्ट ऑप्शन जो है एट्रीब्यूट है. फॉर एग्जांपल मज़ीद इसको मैं आपको बताऊं कि एट्रीब्यूट, फॉर एग्जांपल कलर ऑफ आइज़, color of hair, your choice among different options. So these are all attributes. Next MCQ is that continuous variable can be measured at all possible points. We discussed earlier that no specific points, integer points, but continuous variable can be measured at all possible points because of measurement. Measurability of the data is called continuous. You can say continuous data or continuous variable is a data or variable which can be measured. So we can measure all possible points. Census report for public are sources of secondary data. For example, in your country, after every 3 year or 5 year or 10 year, it's up to the country in which you are living, that when you take the census of your whole population in the country, the data can be used for further statistical analysis. So census data is a source of secondary data. A heading at the top of the table which describes contents of the table is called title. Histogram is a graph of frequency distribution. So here one thing you must keep in your mind, that sometime here they can ask you about the histogram. So histogram is a graph of time series analysis. So always remember this, that histogram is the graph of frequency distribution. The mean, median and mode of constant A are option number 1 0, option number 2 A by 2, option number C A, option D A square. So correct option is A, because if all the values are constant, then the mean will also be constant. So if all the values are A, then mean should be A. The mean of a symmetrical distribution is dash if its median and mode both are 15.25. Correct option is 15.25, but how? Remember that there are two types of distribution with reference to symmetry. One is called symmetrical data, in which mean, median and mode are always equal. And one another form is asymmetrical distribution, in which mean, median and mode are not equal. So you can say that symmetrical and not symmetrical. In symmetrical distribution, mean, median, mode are always equal, and in not symmetrical distribution, mean, median, mode are not equal. So here, if the distribution is symmetrical, as it is written in the MCQ, that the mean of a symmetrical distribution, if its mean, median and mode both are 15.25, then obvious that mean will be 15.25 because of this symmetrical distribution. So that was the paper of business statistics 2013, and in next coming day I will discuss a few more papers related to the topic average or measures of central tendency, and then we will go immediately to the next topic, that is index number. So till then, stay safe, take care of yourself and other persons around you. Thank you.